Saryn's my favorite frame, but this is how I see most people play her. Put out a molt, put spores on the molt, pop the spores, and AFK. Works well in low levels, not really in high levels, and it's no fun at all. I've always wanted to play a melee focused Saryn, but it's difficult to make that work at high levels because she's not really tanky. But recently I've been able to put together a melee focused Saryn that not only destroys high level content, but it's a hell of a lot of fun too. So this is going to be a different kind of build video. It's not a build of one frame or one weapon, but the build of a whole loadout together. Let's take a look. The build basically revolves around Saryn and Sarpa. Sarpa's a gunblade, so you can still stay at range where Saryn feels safe, but it's also a melee weapon, sort of, so you can still use toxic lash and make use of the extra damage, extra blocking, and spreading the spores. I've been wanting to make this video for a long time, and I figured I'd better get off my ass and finally do it because a gay guy plays just made a Sarpa video and stole my goddamn thunder. Let's see what I was trying to say before I made my stupid joke. So the synergy really comes out when you add condition overload to the Sarpa. Sarpa doesn't have a high status chance, but think about who you're using it on. It's on Saryn, right? So you're guaranteed to have viral, and you're guaranteed to have toxic because you're using toxic lash. And then the rest of the loadout, you're just throwing in as much and as different statuses as you can, even down to the sentinel weapon. So right now I'm using the stinger. I usually use the sweeper prime, but the idea is whatever sentinel weapon you want to use, you don't build it for damage, you build it for maximizing status procs, and status chance. Okay? So I'll show you the individual mods I'm using. The mods themselves don't matter as much as the idea of the build, right? So the idea of the build is Saryn, Sarpa, condition overload, and then as many statuses as you can. So here's the mods. I have a ribbon. I will show you a clip where I'm not using the ribbon, so you can see it still works with no ribbon. But if you do have a ribbon, it has a high disposition, so why not? But here's my Sarpa build. Here's my Saryn build. This works for me. If something else works for you, that's great. This is what I like. I don't have overextended, and I don't miss it because toxic lash, you're constantly spreading spores. And that's it. That's the idea of the build. Saryn, Sarpa, condition overload, as many statuses as possible. So not only is this extremely strong, but it's also really fun to play because it's not like you push one button and win. It's you're somewhat squishy, but you do a ton of damage. You got to be smart about how you do the damage. You have to set the damage up. So you're constantly jumping around, using cover. You have kind of this mini game of spreading your spores. It's a really fun build that's also exceptionally strong. So let's go look at it in action.